Hello, everybody. Today we're again at Mars 6 Round podcast, and today we have my great colleague, Alen, and he's the main programmer.
Yes.
He's the basically a CEO of underneath coding of the game. He knows everything, and today we're gonna talking with him. First thing I would like to ask you is how do you code the game? How do you make everything work? And if you would show us, it would be really amazing also.
Yeah. So I'll just quickly introduce all of what I do in this project. So as you already said, I'm the lead developer, but I'm actually not the only one who codes, although around 99.8% of the code is written by me, but the other 0.2% of the code is written by other members. And how do they actually write code is because I prepare tools for them. So this is like the second part of my job. The first part is to program the game logic, and the second part is to prepare tools for other team members so that I don't have to do everything in the main editor by myself, like placing obstacles on the track or assembling the tracks from start to finish. But they can do them because they're also level designers and artists more
We're
than
gonna
I
be
am.
talking with them in the next podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
you'll get to know them better.
yeah. Uh, yeah. I mean, do I show like the code?
Yeah, of
Sure.
course. Yeah.
So this is Unreal Engine 5 editor. It's
Mm-hmm.
the main program that we use to program our game. And yeah, like it's quite a complicated project. It contains all the assets, so all the 3D models, all the 2D art that our artists prepare in a separate program, and then everything basically gets combined in this editor.
Mm-hmm.
We write code in these files called blueprints, which are like um, how should I say, standalone pieces of code and assets combined together. So it's a thing that does some logic and it has certain looks. Um, okay, so let's just start the game and see where we end up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is how it looks like if I start from the main menu. And then immediately we go into the tutorial, which is exactly how it should play on the mobile phone.
Mm-hmm.
But now if I just quit and move into the main menu, there's nothing here, as it should be. And yeah, on the left side, you can see a lot of debugging text, so I know what's happening behind the scenes. But other than that, on this main window, you're basically just seeing the game as you would on your mobile phone.
Mm-hmm.
I have fun controls for speeding up the character or speeding up the whole game, so I run faster. And yeah, but if I pause the game, for example, right here, I can
Mm-hmm.
detach myself from the character and take a look around at how the game is actually made.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so here you can see a lot of lines. These are called splines, and we use them to position these credits in the environment. And if I click anywhere in this world, it will highlight like a lot of other lines. But if I move further out, you can see that the world is actually made of these chunks,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
this. And this is how the world is actually generated piece by piece. And these pieces is what our 3D artists and level designers make for me with my tools. So maybe we could take one piece or room, as we call them, and
Mhm.
take a look inside the blueprint that represents this piece. Now we are inside this blueprint that represents the room that I just selected from the game. And
Mhm.
as you can see, is inside of here, you can see everything that this room is made of, even behind the scenes. Yeah, that so the things that you can't actually see in the game. Yeah, and then you can you can choose like obstacles if you want to move them, like so. And this is how our artists build these rooms for the game. Or
Wow.
we can move the jump pad around. Yeah, so basically simple 3D navigation in, as it's done in any other 3D software.
That's
Um,
pretty impressive.
yes, so this is how we place the visuals, and then how we program these visuals to do things is in this event graph inside of the blueprint. Yeah, so this code is written in blocks, and these blocks have sort of like a source block where the code execution starts, and then it runs from one block to another, from left to right, for example, or depending how you want to read it. And in this case, what's happening here, we are adding a sound, like some kind of ambient sound into this room when it gets created. Then we are scaling these coin chains, or as we call them. So they're more like credit chains now that we renamed them. So why are we scaling them? So that when the player goes faster, they sort of stretch like this, so that if you're going faster and the jump pad launches you in the air, you will be collecting coins at a better angle if we just kept the coin chain as is, right? Because you have
Mhm.
more forward velocity. That's why we scale them. And then here we have different ways or different conditions for spawning these credits or coin chains. Uh, we are picking one at random, and if chance says 0, then we are choosing to spawn coins on one path, otherwise we spawn them on the other. And this is
Mhm.
basically all the code in this room. So this was a very simple example of the code that our 3D artists and level designers can make. So for example, I program our main character, the one that's right in the middle of the screen all of the time, so that he
Mhm.
can react to your finger moving up the screen or left to right. Yeah, and basically how he changes speed as time progresses, or how he picks up things. We can take a look just out of curiosity how this code looks. It's quite a bit messy because uh, these blueprints in Unreal Engine are known to become very messy on large scales. So
Why?
yeah, take a
Oh,
look at
wow.
at this piece of art.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but like I can manage to find everything that I need because I've written all of it. But I can
Mhm.
imagine that anyone else looking at this code would be confused. And
I'm confused. I'm
yeah,
so confused.
maybe you can put it on a jumper or something as an art piece. It's more
Yeah.
interesting like
And
that.
this is all for the character?
Yeah, this is like 50% of it, because the
Mhm.
rest is not written in Blueprint in these blocks, because these blocks are known to be a bit slow if you're executing a lot of things each frame of the game. So the rest of the logic that is constantly happening. Oh, what is this? Do not recover. that's constantly happening each frame and that needs to be performant is then written in C++.
Is it harder to find a bug or to fix it?
Uh, it depends. Sometimes the bugs are caught on the live build, and those are much harder to then find where exactly in the code they happen, because on the live build we don't have any logging enabled, so we
Mhm.
don't have those texts on the screen printed. So I can't know when exactly under what conditions they happen. But if we catch any bugs while during the development, so while I make development builds and send them to other team members so that they can test, I can get logs out of their phones and check if there are any unusual sequences of events that should not have happened. So a bug that's hard to fix would be one that exposes like a limitation of a system in our game that everything relies on.
What are the bugs that are happening most on iOS or Android? Are there any similarities or
Hmm. I don't know how much of these bugs should I disclose, but okay. No, it's
you
not
don't
really a
have to
problem. But
talk you don't have to talk like about bugs, but just like is it harder to fix it on iOS or on Android, or does it even have connection to that at all?
yeah, so on iOS, right now I figured out how you can play the game directly on the iPhone through the editor. Um, but to send a build to someone else, you have the build has to go through App Store Connect so that it gets uploaded on test flight, and then everyone who wants to try that build downloads it on test flight, which I guess it's easier for the consumer, but for the developer it takes like many more steps to make the build, then upload it, then you have to wait sometimes like 5 minutes for the build to get ready. While for Android, which I'm programming on Windows, I can make a build and then just send the APK to anyone that wants it to be downloaded.
Hmm.
And so that's just so much faster.
Yeah, so less limitations basically.
Yeah, and another giant problem with iOS is I can't access the logs from the device, like the logs that I print for myself with the code. Um, Whenever a crash occurs, I still get, I guess, important information about the crash, where on which line it happened. But if I can't see the context when the crash happened, like all other logs that I print for myself, then it's much harder to pinpoint where or why this crash happened.
Hmm. So it's basically a complicated research you have to do for all of that.
I mean, it's basically just guessing where it might have gone wrong, then looking at the code, trying to see if there are any edge cases that you might have missed, and then just sending another build and seeing if the crash happens again.
Okay.
Yeah.
I for me it's all very complicated, but the way you talk about it, it makes the understanding much easier actually.
So switching body parts is just swapping which mesh asset is being used for the head, torso, legs, or anything that's being switched. For example, if I open our character
Hmm.
that's happily
Wow.
running in the editor, I can select his head because that is modeled separately, or at least
Mhm.
it's like modeled as a whole first. Martin will explain how it's done, and then he cuts up into pieces. So and
Mhm.
each piece then is its own
Wow.
asset like this. Yes, it's still part of a skeleton, so you can see where exactly it's being positioned. And then I can just simply, I don't know, let's see. If I type in head, I can take hacks m head and then just swap it like this. Right now they're blue. They don't have their own colors, but they do get their own colors in the game, of course. So yeah. So how do I test like different combinations, or how do I test features that I make in the game? So right now you can see apart from this additional printing that's happening on the top left, you can see basically the same thing as you would on your phone. But I actually have a setting that enables me to have additional buttons. If I enable developer mode and play the game, I have these additional buttons. So I can see other kinds of logs here. I have development tools where I can add currency, keys, and things like that. I can unlock UI, so I can start moving around. Yeah, so here, for example, in appearance, I can select a skin, but right now I don't have any currency. So I'll just add a little bit.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
A little bit of both. So I have enough, and then I'll just buy it. And then I can test other colors. Or, I mean, I can already see them, so that's that. Awesome. Let's see what's there. Anything else? Yeah, I mean, these are all the tools I have. Also in the game, I can add minutes to my current time, so I reach some speed level faster. Also, right now you can see there is only one kind of room constantly being spawned, and that's because I enabled development mode, which switches the live room set, or the live set of rooms, to a custom set of rooms which are being constantly spawned. And this is how the designers can test the rooms that they're making. If they spawn correctly, if the coins or the credits.
The room on the loop.
Yeah, it's the same room on the loop, yeah.
And this way you can test all of them. Just put them on the loop and run.
Yeah, that's one way. Or I can just disable this set. Oh, maybe the music is a bit too loud.
It's fine for me.
It's fine. Okay. Yeah, so you can either put all the rooms in the loop, or just disable this set, this testing set of rooms, and it will play the live maps as it would on a real build. Yeah. So this is one thing I can do. I can also spawn pickups to test them out, to see if there are any problems.
And if you combine all of them, all the add-ons, let's say shields and backpack and multiplier, does it cause any problems?
It shouldn't. You mean these pickups? Yeah, it shouldn't, because they are independent of each other, so they don't like interact in any way. Okay. One of them is just doubles the amount of credits that spawn anyway. So there are only there are only two kinds of pickups that are directly on the character. So it's the shield one, or the face, and the magnet, but they don't interfere in any way.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah,
because there would be more problems. I was always interested in the way that these pickups, they interact with the world with character, and it's it's really
Hmm.
interesting to see it from the internal point of
Yeah,
view.
you might think as like as a non-developer that these pickups maybe have some physical properties that when they interact they should, I don't know, clash with each other, but there are no physics. It's just visuals, one on
Mhm.
top of another. So for example, right now I have phase and magnet at the same time. Yeah, so it's nothing problematic really.
Okay. Okay. I think that would be all.
Mm-hmm.
I think we covered most of the important questions. We saw how we can see not the superficial part of the game, but in depth how the coding works and everything connected to that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's all. Would you like to add something else?
Not really. I would only say that the code is simple, but there's just a lot of it, which makes
Yeah,
it complicated.
as I
Uh,
saw, it's a lot of
yeah.
it. Okay. Okay, so thank you for today. It was really interesting to get to know all of that, to get to know which programs you use, which programming language you use for all of that. So thank you.
Okay. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. See you all on the next podcast. We'll be very soon. Bye
Bye.
bye.